and the state of Kentucky would not accept it. They would not allow me to title this boat. So here I sit with a $9,000 purchase that I couldn't put in my name. I don't own it. Now that's a dirty response, because no, you didn't give a good deal on the boat if you didn't give a clean title that's ready to be put in your name. What you did was stole our money. Well guys, today we're gonna share with you the story of how we spent $10,000 on a boat that doesn't belong to us. Well, hey there, and welcome back to Peaks Peak. My name's Lucas.
And I'm Caden.
And we're sharing our outdoor adventures on 38 acres in eastern Kentucky. And today, we got to talk about our boat situation. We're going to share with you guys a story of the mess that we got in when we bought this boat because we didn't properly check the title. And while we do that, we're going to do a little bit of maintenance on the boat that this needs. So you remember the last time me and Caden were out on Grayson Lake, we had a good time, and we've had several problems that we've had to fix on this boat, and we've spent a lot of extra money on this boat, putting a new trolling motor on it, getting things the way that we wanted them. And then our cranking battery went bad, I think, because when we got ready to fire it up to go back to the trailer the last time, it wouldn't crank. We had to use the jump box to get it started. So we're gonna find out what the problem is there. Today we're gonna pull our cranking battery out and get it put on a charger, but while we do that, we gotta tell you about this. Peel the cover off of it. You gotta get in here to the battery section, so you're probably gonna have to take the cover off the motor there too. We gotta pull that seat off of there. Well, I do like this cover, that is nice.
Who said mop up in there, bro?
Yeah, we're good. All right, so our charger shows 5 red bars. That one's green. And since we got this boat, it has never turned green on the cranking battery side. So that's one issue. Caden, what size do you think that nut is on the battery connections? 13, 14?
13 or 14 probably.
All right, why don't you run and get a couple of wrenches. So, where do I start? It is important to check your titles closely when you purchase something. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, I was buying this boat from a good friend that I've known for a long time. And they would never ever do anything on purpose to cheat anybody. They were just as surprised as I was. But with this boat, I got a folder full of paperwork. And in that folder, there were 2 titles. And one of them said duplicate title. My buddy explained to me that he had just bought this boat off of someone else. He decided he wasn't going to keep it, so he didn't get it transferred into his name, and it was already signed over and open, and so I was just going to take it over and get it taken care of. Now that's, you know, typically a red flag anyway, but I know this guy well, and so it only made sense for it to go straight to me. He got it, got a good deal on it, switched it on over to me, and I took those titles to go get my boat legal and registered, and I found out that I had a mess. What was explained to me was the duplicate title was because the original owner of the boat had tried to give the boat to their son, and they signed it over to their son for $1. Well, then it turned out that the son ended up not keeping the boat, and so he signed it back over to his dad. Well, you know, titles have that reassignment section, but you're only allowed to use the second reassignment section if you're a dealer. You can't fill that reassignment section out if you're an owner, and that's where the problem came in. When I got the title, what I understood was that the duplicate title, which was clear and signed by the appropriate owner, I thought it was for this boat to replace the title that had used the second reassignment section where they were not allowed. And so that title was spoiled, and they got a duplicate to replace it. Well, when I went to the DMV to get it changed over, what I found was that that duplicate title was not for the boat. It was just for the trailer. And the title for the boat was still spoiled because it had a second reassignment written on it, and the state of Kentucky would not accept it. They would not allow me to title this boat. So here I sit with a $9,000, I guess it's not a boat anchor, a $9,000 boat $9,000 purchase that I couldn't put in my name. I don't own it. Well, I figured this out about the time that me and Caden had already put extra money into it and then found out that our battery was dead. And I decided, man, I can't sink any more money into this boat until I know that I'm going to be able to safely put it in my name and we can use it, because you can't use a boat that you don't have a title to. What size did I tell you to bring?
You said 13, 12.
No, I said 13 or 14, and I have video proof. 13, 14, 13, 14.
Prove it, I'm a Karen.
All right, so he's got to go get the right size wrench that I told him to get to begin with. So now that brings me to trying to get this sorted out, because my friend had purchased the boat off of the son, but both of these titles were in the father's name, and we didn't have any contact information for him. Well, my buddy reached out to the son and was more or less told, sorry, bub, not my problem. I gave you a good deal on the boat. You can figure that out. Now that's a dirty response, because no, you didn't give a good deal on the boat if you didn't give a clean title that's ready to be put in your name. What you did was stole our money. And so my buddy was pretty upset with him. And I decided I was going to do some research and see if I couldn't figure this one out on my own. I was ready to go deep on this because, I mean, I'm 10 grand into this boat. I want my money or the boat, but I also didn't want to stick it to my friend who, if he gave me my money back, he would be stuck with a boat with no title. So I wanted to find the original owner and get the title situation sorted out. So I went to the Google machine and started searching. Well, lo and behold, I found out that this original boat owner was a pretty well-known figure and pretty easy to track down. Now, I'm not going to share any contact information or anything like that, although this original owner turned out to be a great guy. So I found this individual and sent him I sent him a Facebook message request and a friend request, and 2 or 3 weeks went by and I had no responses. And so I was starting to get a little bit worried. And then I found a website for where the gentleman works, and he had a work email. So I contacted him through his work email and explained the situation, sent pictures of the title, and said, I really need your help sorting this out. And he was very responsive right away, and he said, I'll help you get this sorted out. All he needed to do was go to the DMV and get a duplicate title. But it turned out to be even more complicated than that, because the title was still known to have a lien on it. Now, he had it released on the spoiled title, but what that meant was he not only had to get a duplicate title, but he also had to get another letter from the bank showing that the boat was paid off. Every 2 weeks, I would send a reminder message, hey, I'm still, waiting on this boat title. What's the status update? And that would prompt him to take the next step. And he got the letter from the bank, got with the DMV, got the updated duplicate boat title with the lien released, and he mailed that to me, and everything is sorted out. So he turned out to be trustworthy, and I really appreciate him taking the steps to fix this problem, because I was 100% certain that I had just lost my money. I was not going to go back to my buddy and make him foot the bill for this, because he didn't understand it when he got the title. He didn't know there was a problem with it. Just like when I read it, I didn't understand what was going on either. The DMV had to explain to me what the problem was, and I just knew nobody's going to help me fix this, and I'm stuck. And so whatever value I can get out of parts is what I'm going to be left with. And that's why you haven't seen us on this boat for a few weeks. Got it?
Yeah, but it's hard.
All right. Easy there, killer.
It's hard.
All right. This is a 24-month marine starting battery, 800 cold cranking amps, and it is dated 4th of August something. I don't know. I can't tell. All right. Well, let's take that over to the garage and put it on a charger and see if we can get it to charge. All right. So before I go spend money on a new battery, throw this sucker on the charger. Showing 11.7 volts, so it needs some work for sure. I'm gonna let it charge on this charger and make sure it's not the boat battery charger that's just too slow to get it charged up or something like that. But, and whenever you're charging a battery that's not maintenance free, Caden, you're supposed to pop these off of here because they can like build up pressure. There's plenty of water in it. Now don't touch any of that because it has battery acid in it. And so it'll, yeah. So we're at 33% charge on this. So we'll let it charge up and see how that works. But I'm thinking that this may be our issue. And so if it won't take a full charge and if it won't take a full charge, then we'll take this battery in for our core and we'll swap it out for a new one. So all's well that ends well, but I really wanted to share this story because this is a basic thing that I should have known better and I should have paid closer attention to. So when you buy a boat, make sure you check the title closely and that everything is set before you ever leave with it, because you don't want to end up in a mess like this where we almost had $10,000 worth of boat parts that we couldn't use. I was pretty frustrated, and it's been a few weeks since we've taken the boat out because I just wasn't going to spend, one, I couldn't get the boat in my name, so I didn't want to be taking it out until I got everything registered properly. And two, I didn't want to spend any more money on the boat until I knew that it was mine. So we've got the new title in hand. It is signed over to us, and I am ready to take it to the DMV. I am ready to take it to the DMV and get it legal and get our registration numbers. So we'll be doing that real shortly. Guys, I hope you enjoyed hearing today's story and maybe learned a little bit from it. Hopefully the next time you see us, we'll be out on the lake on our Triton. Till next time.
Get outside and enjoy God's creation. It's beautiful out here.
Y'all have a good day.